5 tips for a better fingering. Use the fingering you already know from the technique exercise. It's not always possible, but if you recognize a scale or a broken chord, try if it works. Mozart Sonata in C major. We can see the broken chords. In the left hand, and it's easier to use the fingering you would be using playing the chords. Same sonata measure 5. You can clearly see and hear scales. A minor scale here. This is a fingering we would use in A minor scale. But because we move forwards to the next measure with almost G major scale, because here we're not using F sharp, we just play F. But basically this would be the fingering for G major. In this case, we have to play the 4th finger on C. So we are ready to play the next scale. And again, 4th finger. Look for patterns and use the same fingering every time. We start here. In the next measure we see this. So this and this will be played with the same fingering, and even this measure, except of the ending. The pattern ends here and we need to use different fingering in order to move to the next measure with a different melody. Avoid thumbs on black keys. Of course, I could also play it with the 1st finger as well, with the thumb. But see what happens. This is perfect. And with the thumb, we will need to change the position of the hand. We will lose some time. In the same time, this place could be played with the thumb. It is all because of the physiology of our hand. As you can see, the thumb and the pinky are way shorter. In reality, the thumb is not as short as we think because it starts here. But it doesn't really help us playing the black keys. As you can see, we need to make some effort to come up, right? But in this case, the fingers are far away from each other, and if you just put the fingers on the keys, you can see that it matches perfectly. And this might be even more difficult to play than this. You need to try your fingering in a faster tempo because the tempo plays a significant role. Sometimes we think we found a great solution, but if we start playing this composition faster, it doesn't work. And then we understand that the fingering should be adjusted. If you found a good fingering, stick to it. Write it down and play the same fingering every time. If you feel after a while that it doesn't work so well, then choose a new one and write it down. But don't write down every single finger. It will be too confusing. Write down only the fingers when your hand needs to move in another position. If you feel not experienced enough to come up with your own fingering, ask your teacher. Your teacher might also recommend you good editions where the fingering is already indicated in the music.